You're now locked into the Lakers Land podcast with your host, Seven Mitchell.
All right, Lakers Land, welcome back. Seven Mitchell in the building. And today, I got a special guest, man. I mean, this guy, his work ethic and leadership, in my opinion, when it comes to Lakers media, really for itself. I mean, he's been consistently building a voice for fans. Be one of the most recognizable independent Lakers platforms out there. I'm talking about the Lakers Fast Break podcast. My guest right now coming up, he's not just somebody that really covers the Lakers. He's helped build a space for other voices. He's built a team, and he stays consistent through all the highs and lows that come with being an independent platform here on YouTube. I am honored today to have in Lakerland my boy, Double G, Gerald Glassford, founder of Lakers Fast Break. Gerald, appreciate you, man. Welcome to Lakers Land, my brother.
Well, Savin, it's my honor to be a part of the show. Thank you for the kind words you said. That's some of the kindest intro that I've ever had on anyone else's podcast. So I'm truly honored, and I hope I won't let you down, my friend. I hope I won't let you down.
Man, you guys have been batting 1,000, and like I said, I've been following you for a little while, and just me being an independent platform myself covering the Lakers, I love what you guys got going on. I love the consistency. So I said, man, I gotta have Gerald join me for one evening so I can kind of get a little bit about that journey of what's going on with the platform. So thank you again.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Anytime.
So, Gerald, before we dive into the Lakers specifically, I want you to take me back. I want to go back to your personal connection with the Lakers before the podcast, before content creating. What first pulled you towards the Lakers? What's your history with the franchise?
Well, you could say it was from birth because I was born in May of 1969 at the Daniel J. Freeman Hospital in Inglewood, California, which at the time when it was open, it's no longer available, no longer open, was a block and a half away from the Los Angeles Forum. And I was born during the same week the NBA Finals, the 1969 NBA Finals between the Lakers and the Celtics took place. Now, it wasn't a happy ending for the Lakers, mind you, but I feel it was almost like a divine intervention, so to speak, a divine will that I become part of the purple and gold machine, that as it were. So my earliest memories, I think as a young boy, 7 or 8, when I got the chance to turn into KHJ Channel 9 television, and you hear that sound of the da na 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 da 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 da, as far as the famous theme song for us Angelinos at that time, because I grew up in Southern California for the first 25 years of my life, and I remember distinctly when I was a young boy having those memories of seeing Chick Hearn, then at that time Keith Erickson, which turned into Pat Riley, which didn't turn into Pat Riley for long, which turned into Stu Lance, as far as those two coming in, game out. And I was just so ecstatic anytime the Lakers would come on into my television screen. Like I said, late 70s, brought in Kareem. Kareem helped guide the team as far as that's concerned until Magic got there. And then I remember my memories of the Lakers championship in 1980, having to wait on tape delay after the local news on CBS, and have to wait to find out what the score was and what happened in that pivotal game when Magic single-handedly, seemingly, although there was help. Yes, there was help. I know that there was help, but as the story goes, single-handedly took the Lakers, to that world title with Kareem injured or whatnot. But I do know that there were others having great games in that game as well. But and then through the 80s, of course, with the decade of brilliance that the Lakers had, the three-peat, and going into later years, it just seemed always like a part of my life, the part of my loyalty for the purple and gold that I've always had, seemingly since my early years, childhood.
That's dope.
Thank you.
You have been a historian as far as a fan for the Lakers for a lot of eras, the Showtime era, the Kobe era, now the LeBron era, we moving into the Luka era. Just personally, from a fan standpoint, Gerald, have you been satisfied from an entertainment perspective as well as a winning perspective going through each era overall?
Well, I think this is reflective of our fan base. Once you win so many championships, you can never have enough, seemingly.
Right.
And the fact that we're still behind those terrible looking green people on the other side of the country in Boston kind of irks me to this day. We had a chance. We tied at the after the 2020 championship. We had tied. It was a great time. And the future looks so bright. But because of some decisions made and some things that were done that never came to fruition, Boston pulled ahead of us. But still, I've been so blessed, more than most fan bases, to see in my lifetime so many world championships for the Lakers, like you said, since 1980 into the 80s itself, into the Kobe Shaq years, and then going into what we saw with the 2020 bubble championship, which and no one can argue with me as far as a good argument that there's no argument for the fact that it was a legitimate championship, because it is a legitimate championship as much as any other. And I'm just so blessed that I've seen so many, but I want more, Seven. I want more titles for the Lakers. I was upset during the course of this summer that I thought Rob needed to do more. And
sat on his hands. He sat on his hands a lot. That's right. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, again, he got 3 good, low risk, high return individuals in LaRavia, Ayton, and Smart. I get it. I understand. Absolutely great. But there could have been more that he would have done to build. We saw this as we're taping this last night against OKC. OKC still seemingly is a step ahead of almost everyone else in the league. And I thought, again, with Luka in his prime, as we're seeing right now, a player that is 35 points plus, almost a 35-point plus triple-double average, which is almost insane to believe that in this day and age it would happen. You have a player in his prime. Why do you not go all in each and every year you are available with whatever tools and resources you have? And we see last night what happens if you don't.
You're right. We're definitely going to get into that a lot. At what moment, Gerald, would you say made you turn the corner from, just watching the game, visualizing the game, observing the game, until the content creation stage of creating content from the Lakers? When did that kind of occur?
Well, great question. I've been podcasting back as a medium since 2009. I came up with I left the video game industry, as far as the video game retail industry, and said, you know what, I want to go ahead and talk about the video game space. So a friend and I, we started a video games show, did that on a weekly basis for years. And then it evolved where another friend of mine that we graduated from a university, National University together, we said, you know what, I want to evolve this video game show into something more pop culture related, something broad based. So we not just talk about video games, but streaming, movies, entertainment, collectibles, so a whole bunch of other things. So we did that, and that has evolved into the Pop Culture Cosmos, which 480 some odd episodes later is still around today, and I'm still blessed to do it. But I wanted to do more. And 2019 came around, and I was doing every episodes every now and then on the game of basketball on the Cosmos, because that basketball sports is a part of the popular culture out there. So
that's right.
But I wanted to do more. And as a Lakers fan, I had always found myself talking to people about the Lakers, talking to people about what, decisions that were made by the front office or how they're doing in the standings and whatnot. But I wanted to do more. I'd evolved from doing shows every now and then in regards to the NBA to maybe talking about a draft show here and there, but I wanted to get more. So I decided in 2019, before the 2019 season, to go ahead and into that space. And what helped me was some of the podcasts at that time, Seven, out there, I don't want to mention their names, but some of them, they just weren't good. They were bland.
Right.
They're bland, generic. Opinions are there. They're always throwing flowers. They feel, you feel when you hear the rumors that they feel forced to throw flowers constantly at the Lakers organization because they're afraid to
keep it real.
Yeah, to keep their access to because I understand there's that bubble of reporters, and if you have to stay in that bubble because you want to be able to still go into El Segundo at their practice facility at the UCLA Health Center and go in there each and every day. So you can't always tell it like you see it. And I just felt that there was a space for content creation where on a regular basis, it needs to be told like it is, not how the Lakers want you to always see and hear it. And I just felt like since I'm not going to get press access, I'm not going to be able to walk in there and talk to people. I just said, you know what? I want a space where I can create a community of people that can share their voices along with me about the Los Angeles Lakers, people that have been watching the game for decades to provide their insight, or even in a case like John Costa, a younger individual, to provide his take on the game of basketball and the Lakers. And over the years, it has evolved. 1,400 and some odd episodes, closing in on 1,500 episodes later. It's been a great experience. We've been able to build a nice small community, but like you said, it's a struggle. It's a climb each and every day. You have to figure out ways to try and build an audience. We don't have the luxury of, let's say, like a Jovan Buha, who's an instant face with the Athletic, decides to go out on his own and has an instant fan base that's attached to him, and and that he can grow from, or Locked On Lakers, or Lakers Lounge, or these guys that have the accessibility, or Lakers Nation that have the accessibility to tens of thousands of consumers. You and I don't have that luxury.
That's
you
right.
and I don't have that privilege. So we have to go underground. We have to reach out through social media. We have to go and burn the midnight oil to reach out to people who want to help communicate the word on the Lakers. And over the years, what started out as a show, I was just going to be like Lakers Fast Break, was supposed to be a quick update for everyone out there what was going on the Lakers. It turned into something more long form content, which a lot of people enjoyed. And then for that, I was able to connect with the guys from Lakerholics.com. I was able to connect with Lakers boards that got Joe Soro, the very opinionated Joe Soro, onto the show. But it got the guys from Lakerholics.com. I was able to reach out from them, and then Lakers Corner with John Costa, and various other Lakers sites and sports sites and NBA sites. It's great because I'm able now to connect with people all around the world, not just about the Lakers, but I'm able to connect with writers and media personalities from all around the world who want to share their opinion on the Lakers or the NBA on a weekly basis. And I feel that it's a experience when you come over here that, there's a lot of good stuff you can hear. You may not agree with everything that we're saying, but we're saying it from our heart. We're not incentivized to tell you otherwise. We're not there's not a Lakers press pass being held above our head to say what we need to say or not to say. We're just going to shoot it like we see it. And we may not agree with it, but we want to give you the space to at least let us know in a respectful fashion, and we'll say it to you back in that same kind.
Now we're talking about 2019. This is LeBron coming to Los Angeles, so there's a lot of storylines, a lot of narratives. Emotionally, though, being a content creator at that time, Gerald, what was the early grind like? Talk to me about maybe some of the early trials or setbacks or doubts that you might have had when trying to get this thing off the ground.
It is a struggle early on. Absolutely, Seven, because you see it, because I had done or I still continue to do a successful pop culture show, which, at that time was had hundreds and sometimes thousands of downloads per episode. And then you start doing a Lakers show and nobody knows who the heck you are. And then you go and you put in an effort to do it yourself. Or then you start inviting people. I get Laker Tom, one of the most prolific writers on the Lakers out there. I get him involved, the Lakerholics involved. and then you go and have these conversations, you try to build content, then you start doing post games, and then you see 3 views, 5 views, 20 views, and it's just so heartbreaking because you're putting so much time and effort into it, and you believe you have a product, you believe you have, and like with you, Seven, you believe you have something that you can offer to the community out there that is substantive, that is worth watching.
That's
And
right.
it's just so hard in this day and space where there's so many millions of people out there with their own social media accounts and things of that nature. It's just so hard in the sea of social media to get yourself noticed. And it just, at this point, it's just right now, if you like us, you like us. If you don't, I
Don't you
can't
don't.
force you. Yeah, but I really think you should at least try to give us a try and help us build something, because I would love to like you, I would love to reach the dream of being able to go ahead and say I'm a true content creator on the level of those other guys. I would love to tell you I would love to tell you that I would be in a place where I can go ahead and match level to level what Lakers Nation is doing. I would love to have that type of audience. You would, anybody that's
Anybody
making
would.
Laker
Anybody
content.
that cares
Yeah,
about their
absolutely.
platform definitely would. I just, you know what, Joe, at the end of the day, because I've been doing content creating a while as well. And you know, man, sometimes you just have to measure your own success differently, you know, like coming from nothing. And like you said, not really having an alley oop from another major platform. You just look how long, you know, you have been going and being able to create content and build a community and, you know, sponsorships, and, you know, shout out to Drip Show, how Drip Show shows the support,
Yes.
and, you
Oh, I
know,
love Drip.
those little things actually mean something at the end of the day when you look at it in hindsight. And those are my you know, my talking points when I look at my career as a content creator. You know, those are things that we can hang our hat on because we came from nothing, and to have certain businesses or, you know, platforms wanting to collaborate and stuff like that, it definitely says something about the brand that you kind of actually build. Um, but
Absolutely.
I definitely
Absolutely.
get it. Would you say engagement, Gerald, was probably the biggest challenge when you first started Lakers Fast Break, as far as, like you said, the views and the comments? Was that because I know you already had your lane, saying you already did podcasting, but was the engagement from the fans probably the biggest challenge when you started the pod?
Absolutely. Because as you know, the Lakers Nation out there, pardon the pun with the show, but the Lakers audience out there, it's got its good and its bad. The
Right.
good is that it's worldwide. It's one of those famous sports brands on the planet.
Yep.
So you have a larger fan base that you can draw from. It is one of the most opinionated fan bases out there. So there's a lot of opinions that you get thrown out there. So it takes a lot of courage. Anybody like you, Seven, or anybody else that's out there, whether you're small or you're large, you put yourself out there when you talk about the Lakers, but you put it out in front of an audience that's very skeptical, that's
That's right.
very introspective on their own thoughts, and not always receiving of yours. It's a tough sell sometimes to really get across what you want to get across to the audience, because the Lakers audience out there is just, the expectations are just so high. In fact, like earlier, about a week ago, when the Lakers are riding high 7-2, people are already going in our chat and they're already talking about when are you going to start believing about the Lakers and being the title, favorites for the title. And I'm just like, slow down, slow down.
Yes.
It's only 10% of the season. We have to go ahead and see how this works itself out. And it's just like, this fan base is fervent, but it's there for a reason. It's built up for this reason. It's so huge for
Right.
this reason. And I understand, Seven, that there's a ton of Lakers shows in this space, but to try and build the type of personality, the type of entertainment value that you can bring to these people, I feel that for myself, and I feel that with your show as well, differentiates us from those other individual shows, especially those higher ranked shows, which they've fallen into their own trap of popularity. they've gotten to the point where they're so afraid to upset their base of
Audience, right?
consumers that they're afraid to go into places where it may better their product, but instead they're just going to go ahead and play it safe, and for them, safe works.
One thing that I love that you had said earlier was just kind of identifying and knowing your lane. And I think that's what helped me so much. Like you said, I would be blessed, or I would be very fortunate and happy to have certain types of access, but knowing that that's not how my situation is built, knowing that you know, my cards are not dealt that way, and really kind of acknowledging that and coming to that conclusion, it helped me to build a platform that's like, man, I can just talk my own shit. I can be unfiltered. I can be uninterrupted. I can do shit my way, win or lose. It definitely gives you a different type of vibe and mentality. Let me ask you though, because like you said, you've done hundreds of episodes. Was there ever, Gerald, a turning point or a specific episode that make you realize, wait a minute, I might actually be on to something with this, you know, Lakers fast break? We might actually have this thing might be starting to work. Was there a turning point or episode where you started to feel a vibe?
Oh, you're getting me into it now, and I'm never going to hear the end of it once he hears this. But Joe Sorrell, bringing in Joe Sorrell, I think was the key, because he does have a little bit of radio background experience, and you can tell, but he brings himself. It is who he is. I mean, people have compared him to Stephen A. as far as, you know, bring out those rants and bring out, you know, but this is who he is. This is who he is as far as in real life, and who he is in general. It's real what you're getting, the passion, the emotion, the raw talk, and bringing him in, you know, he has turned away as many people as he has brought in, but there is now a legion of people that now listen to us because of him, because of what Sean Magic Man Grice has done, because John Costa, and the interplay with all these guys. It has led to an interplay between myself and all of the other individuals, and provided a personality that I think no other Lakers shows have. But it really kickstarted when John Costa, when some of these guys came on and became regular voices on this on our channel, because it really showed to people out there, the people who give us a chance, that we're willing to go where other Lakers shows don't.
You know what's crazy? And this is one of the things I respect you the most, Gerald, is because, you know, a lot of creators, myself included, you know, we try to do this thing solo. I've tried to, you know, have co-hosts over the years. It is so hard. And, you know, I'm pretty sure you know this as well, but it's so hard to have people understand or see your vision. It's damn near impossible when you're creating something to have others see your vision, but you found a way to build a crew that shares the vision, it seems like, consistently. How did you go about finding the right people, even though individually they might have been doing their own thing? How did you go about finding the right people to match your energy and fit the mission for a Lakers fast break?
Well, again, one of the things I wanted to do, I learned this over the course of doing my first video game show and the pop culture show, that it really works best when you have multiple voices sharing their opinion in a shared space. It really, it creates for a better show than just, hi, I'm in front of the camera and all I can tell you is my opinion. I do those shows still occasionally, where I'm in front and just talking to the audience and answering their questions back and forth for 2 hours. It's fun. I enjoy it, but I really get energized when I hear live someone come on the show, like you, Seven. If you're more than welcome to come on our show, I'm definitely
going to be popping up, definitely, for sure.
Sweet. So yeah, if you come on stage with me, or Joe, or John, or Sean, or Laker Tom, or Jamie Sweet, or any of those guys, you know, that come on the show, Legend, or out, you know, it doesn't matter. When you come on and share your passion with us, I can feel it. I get energized by it. I may not agree with you, but energized by the fact that you are showing your knowledge, you're expressing your love
And
for
your
the game,
passion.
you're expressing your
Yep.
love and your passion for the Lakers. That I really, really enjoy more than anything. And I, as a listener, I go back to why I started in podcasting, because I wanted to create shows that I wanted to listen to. And when that's my basis of doing things. And when I have multiple people on shows, these are the shows that I want to listen to, because I'm not just hearing a singular voice. I'm hearing multiple voices share their love for the game or whatever they're talking about, whether it's a pop culture, whether it's a movie, whether it's a video game, whether it's a TV show, whether it's a Lakers versus Oklahoma City. It doesn't matter. When multiple people are on, for me, it helps me enjoy, whether I'm listening on the radio, whether I'm listening on a podcast in the car, whether I'm watching it on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter or wherever. It just is so helpful to me when I hear multiple people share their love for whatever it is they're talking about.
That is dope. That is dope. We got Gerald Glassford in the building here on Lakers Land 7. Mitchell, man, we are locked in, exclusive one-on-one interview. Gerald, you kind of definitely led me into the next thing I wanted to speak on. I wanted to talk about the team dynamic of your platform. For those who may not know, I want to take some time out to shout out your crew. Who are some of the key people that helps make Lakers Fast Break run smoothly? And what would you say each of them bring to the table?
Wow, that's a great question. There's so many different voices. Well, I'll be honest with you. Recently, this past summer, one of the things I really wanted to do, Seven, was it put a clean version of our show out onto radio stations, regular old-fashioned radio stations. So
Okay.
what I did was I came up with a list of our main contributors when I pitched and their backgrounds, and I pitched it to radio stations. Unfortunately, that's a how should I say? It's a very set in their ways industry with the same people that have been there for 10, 20 years. So it's really hard to get your foot in the door there, as I've learned with both the Cosmos and the Lakers Fast Break. So that being said, I did it as a way to also pay respect to those, because I can't pay them. When you're a small fish in the sea of YouTube, you can't pay anyone. You can only say, I'm going to give you a platform to push whatever it is you want to push and say whatever it is you want to say. That's the only thing I could do for you right now, because I don't even make enough money on this, or enough revenue on this to call it a living for myself. When people ask me what I do as far as my content, I just say it's a hobby, because right now that's what it still is for when you're a small fish in the sea of YouTube. But when it comes to the guys there, like, again, Joe Soro is one of the main voices there. He comes in, he has his own channel that he likes to go ahead and be on, but he comes on mine. He has a background, again, like I said, with sports radio, so he really knows how to connect with the audience, and his takes, whether you love them or you hate them, they resonate with people. So I'm truly blessed to have him in there. Magic Man Sean Grice, whenever he comes on the show, he has been a long-time member of the show, even before Joe, emanating from the Lakerholics crew at Lakerholics.com. He has been great because he provides knowledge and the back history of the game, and he can tell you he and Joe can tell you specific instances of Laker lore in the past and how that might relate to today's game, and how that intersects itself, plus a deep knowledge of the game itself going on in the NBA. Then you have John Costa, a younger individual who shows his passion with his Lakers corner, and he comes in there, and you know what? You may not agree with his takes, but he is going to bring it. And so if you're going to bring it back to him, he loves it even more. He thrives off of it. And just hearing the discussions between, for lack of a better word, discussions, actually arguments, between him and Joe over who is better all time, who is the GOAT, LeBron or MJ.
MJ.
Yeah, I'd say MJ too, but yeah, tell that to John and he'll go off on a tirade. That's what you want, especially because of the fact it's just not all individuals around my age in their 40s or 50s. Just I love the fact that he's there and he's a 24, 25-year-old kid coming in here and sharing his enthusiasm, willing to go toe-to-toe with anybody that's on there. And then you have Legend who comes in here. And the fact is, I love having non-Laker fans come in there. Alfred Esmond, Legend, they come on the show because they're respectful, but they come on to share their point. But they also, when you're in the Laker bubble, sometimes you see things a little bit jaded because of the purple and gold. So I bring on guys like Legend and other individuals, writers from around the country and whatnot, around the world, in fact. They come on to provide clarity for my audience. And I really think for people out there, whether you agree with what they say or not agree with what you say, you have to take it with a greater respect because they come in respectful. They don't tell you. They just try to prove their case. They don't come at you with a hard take or usually a fan of another team will come on as far as, oh, we're better than you, Lakers suck, whatnot. No, they'd say, this is what we think and how we see it from the perspective of the fact that we're not Lakers fans. So I'm just truly blessed to have their voices being heard as well. And then, of course, the Lakerholics crew, they have their own show that they run weekly on my channel on the weekends. And those guys on Lakerholics.com, Jamie Sweet, Laker Tom, L. Rob, Michael Heinrich, those guys do a great job of, bringing in their decades, even in some cases more than mine, longer than me, who have followed it and their perspective of the game as well. So I have so many different voices that come on the show, and that's what I want. That's what I want. If you come in and you just want to go ahead and share your thoughts, your passion for the game, it really is a great place to go ahead and join in. I hope that's the appeal of what the Lakers Fast Break is all about.
As it evolves, Gerald, into definitely something special, if you could improve or upgrade one thing specifically about the show, what would it be?
If I could, I would love to go ahead and be able to shine it up more for a YouTube audience. I know that the Final Cut Pros and the Adobe Photoshops of the world, I'm not great on those aspects of that part of the game. The way that you need to go ahead and send it out to every social media outlet and the clips and things of that nature that you need to go ahead and do. I've dabbled in, but I've never really been able to find a connection with a larger audience because of it. I mean, one of my famous clips that I put out there with Joe berating the Lakers for drafting Bronny in a expletive tirade that has to be seen to be believed. By the way, it's still available on YouTube for everybody who wants to see it.
Definitely go check that out.
It got banned on TikTok. My TikTok channel is banned forever because of what it is. But that even only got me to a certain level of audience and connectivity. I still don't have 7, even after all these years, in between 1 million views and downloads for the Lakers Fast Break, well over 300,000 to 500,000 for the Cosmos and whatnot. I still don't have, to this day, that secret sauce. I don't know what that secret sauce is that will allow me to connect to a larger audience to make this a larger entity. And if I knew what that was, I'd be on it right now. But it's just so hard because I've seen people that they spend the hundreds of dollars on Adobe Photoshop or Final Cut Pro, and they have everything a little bit slicker, a little bit more better presented than me in some cases, and they're getting less views. And they're getting, in some cases, a lot less views. So I don't know what that magic mixture is. I don't know what happens. I would love to just go to Seattle, stop by the Google offices, or San Francisco, stop by the Google offices. You and I could go there and say, hey, you know what? Tell us what can we do?
What's the algorithm about? That's right.
Exactly. That's right. What can we call us algorithms, please? I'm now Gerald Algorithm Glassford. He's 7 Algorithm. Whatever we need to do, I will change my name. What do you need us to do to help us be a part of every sports fan's algorithm that will allow us that opportunity like you do some others. We know that there's somehow some type of preference for larger shows that get on those feeds and are able to go ahead and just seemingly be more available to their consumer base. I wish I knew what that was. I really did. And that's probably what I would love the most. Is I would love us to be a little bit more tightly presented, a little bit more beautifully presented, but still the opinions there, because I think when you come in between the lines, there's no better entertainment platform for Lakers coverage than our own. But if I could only be able to showcase that on a larger platform to a larger audience, I'm still trying, and I still don't know how it gets done.
I think the clutch part about it is that you recognize that, it is so tough when it comes to marketing and promoting. And I think people fail when they put that ahead of everything else. You have to worry about the content. You have to make sure that the work is right. And right now, you guys got something special. You and I we're definitely going to talk behind the scenes. There's some couple of ideas that I can definitely bounce off of you when we talk about getting things into some different rotations. But it's a grind, unless you're putting out clickbait content, it's tough nowadays. And now that you got AI stepping into the realm, it's a whole other challenge. But me personally, I'm here for it. I love the game. I love to, display the raw takes and my opinion on things. And, as you guys doing over there, just keep pushing.
Absolutely. Because when you never know, one day it just may happen. I mean, we get excited whenever we have those rare videos that gets us 5,000 to 7,000 views, 10,000 views, and we welcome it. But it's how do you sustain that? How do you grow it from there? That's the secret sauce I still need to get.
I get it. Well, I'm not going to hold you too long, Gerald. I do want to speak on our Lakers real quick before we get up out of here. I do want to transition. There's been a lot of talk, Gerald, about LeBron entering this third option era. Do you think that it's a good thing or a bad thing for the Lakers as a team if he was to be a third option, and how should the team manage that transition?
Well, it's interesting because, as you've noticed, Seven, it's with Austin Reeves, with the rise of Austin Reeves and how he's been a great playmaker for the Lakers in the games that he's been by himself.
That's right.
It's hard enough when you put those two together. It's Luka and Austin this year has not been a match made in heaven together. It's not clicked 100% yet. I would love to see like what we saw with the finals with Oklahoma City, where it was Jalen Williams one way in one possession and then SGA in another. That's the way you hope it works out between those guys. And I just don't see it fully clicking yet. But if it does, I really see good things for the Lakers. And bringing LeBron, aka the G Leaguer, because he's right now, as we say,
that's right.
Never thought I'd say that, but bringing LeBron back when he comes back as a third option to begin with, I mean, that's probably what you have to utilize him originally as he get his feet wet back into the speed and the power and the physicality of the NBA. I mean, because he's been away from it for a little while. But where does it go from there? And will he allow it to? Because he is, if he's not your greatest player of all time, he is certainly high up on that list. And being that he is who he is, there's egos that come into play.
Thank you.
Will he acquiesce to what the team needs or to what he needs? And this is something we go over on the show constantly. And the way LeBron has presented himself, and again, there are those LeBron supporters, and God bless you if you are, that he can walk on water and do nothing wrong. And I get that. I understand
That's
that.
me.
For what
That's
all
me. That's me. That's definitely me. LeBron James
But
can walk on water and it's all good. I promise you.
But the thing
Go
is,
ahead, Joe.
for me, I was on that hill for so long, but the social media parts or the stuff that outside of the court really started to wear me down as far as
Yeah.
trying to defend him. The hourglass, in front of working out from the Clippers, being on with
Hennessy.
Jokic's agent, on a boat in the Mediterranean. These things, or wearing New York Knicks colors to the New York
Yeah.
Knicks game and having New York Knicks. These things are not by accident from him. And it
Yeah.
just, you ask yourself, why? So it is a question when he comes back for me, Seven. Will he acquiesce to what the team needs, or is it going to be about LeBron? And if it becomes about LeBron, will you see the best version of the Lakers going forward because of it? That's the question I have, Seven, because I don't know the answer, and we probably won't know the answer probably until early December because of the fact, he comes back. I'd say maybe he'll come back by the Utah game, the next one. Because there's 5 days in between Utah games, may come back on the road to Utah. So maybe he gets back to being LeBron early December when he gets
Right.
fully ready to go, NBA shape and all that. So what happens then when he's ready to play and ready to play at a high level? Does he still think he is still the number one guy? That's what we're going to have to wait and see.
For sure. I mean, with 12
And is it the
games
best for
in,
the team? That's the thing. Is it for the best for the team for him to be the number one guy, or to
right.
acquiesce to Luka, or acquiesce to Luka and R? That's going to be very interesting to go ahead and see, Seven.
Yeah, most definitely. If no one cares about James' legacy, it's LeBron. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what his approach will be like, if he's going to be willing to defer. How is that going to play out? Is he going to put team success potentially in front of what he individually has going? But as a team, we 12 games in, Gerald, even when LeBron is sitting out. What's your read on the state of the Lakers franchise right now? Do you feel like they trending up? Do you have any deep concerns, especially after last night?
Well, I can say and I said it before, with all the injuries that have taken place and the wonderful load management that the Lakers and other NBA teams do, I'm happy that they are at 8-4, going in 12 games. So you'd have told me that, I would have said that's awesome, because the fact
Right.
we haven't had Luka for 3 games, we didn't have Austin for 2 or 3 games, we haven't had LeBron the entire season, and yet we're 8-4. To me, I would be happy that we're at that level. Do we need more? Yes, because there's still concerns. Seven. There's still concerns about, are the Lakers athletic enough? Can the Lakers shoot well enough? Is the Lakers front court have enough size? These are still questions, I think, that are still going to be answered, still have yet to be answered. Is the bench deep enough? These are some questions that are out there. I mean, the Lakers still have some issues with rebounding. They still have some issues with their 3-point shooting, both defending it and shooting it right now. And I'd love to see those issues clear up. But when you have 3 great playmakers in LeBron, AR, and Luka, they can cover up. If all 3 are gelling, which I still have yet to see, if all 3 of those guys are gelling, Seven, it can cover up for a lot of flaws you might have on your roster.
Let's play Rob Pelinka for a split second, Gerald.
Oh, do I
If
have to?
there's one, if there's one thing that this organization needs to fix, let's say by the All-Star break, to stay on track, what would that one move, or what would that one thing that you think that needs to be done to make sure that we stay above ground?
I would probably say getting an athletic wing. I'm still thinking hard about a front court individual, but I would say an athletic 3-and-D wing, which the entire league needs, mind you. But I would say an athletic 3-and-D wing who can guard on the perimeter against some of the toughest matchups that you have out there in SGA, and Anthony Edwards, a Spider Mitchell, those type of individuals. If you have someone that can alternate at a guard or forward spot that can do those type of things, and still work within the framework of being able to be there to hit open shots, that's, I think, would be the most ideal candidate for what the Lakers should trade for. But in the sea of teams like Oklahoma City and Houston and other teams that can, throw a whole bunch of size at you, the Lakers are short there as well. And again, it goes back to what I said earlier, Seven, about how disappointed I was to an extent to what Rob didn't do in the summer.
2020.
What he did.
This summer.
This summer, where he could have done more to build around Luka, because again, Luka's in his prime. Luka has only so many years in his prime. And in doing so, I would try to do what you can to go all out to go ahead and build a team around him that can compete and win at the highest level each and every year he's available to do so.
Keep this real for me, Double G, because this is something that's kind of blowing my mind. Austin Reeves could be due for a $40 million bag. There's a lot of talk about what the Lakers should do with Austin Reeves. We're seeing the progression. You highlighted what he's been able to do and carry the team on his back. Do you think that the Lakers should actually entertain a trade in Austin Reeves this season to make sure that they get something for him in return? Or the way that you see the way things are going, should the Lakers just gamble and keep him, even if it means losing them for nothing at the end of the season? How would you play this out?
Well, I think Bobby Marks put it best. There was a story that was put out there by ESPN this upcoming summer, because he can decline his option and become a free agent. He will be one of the 2 or 3 top marquee agents in this summer spending spree. And there's actually going to be 6 to 8 teams that could have significant cap space
Easy.
this summer. Yes, easy, including the Lakers for that matter.
Yep.
Reeves is eligible to sign a 5-year, $241 million deal with the Lakers, or if he goes somewhere else, it's a 4-year, $178.5 million deal elsewhere. That's what we're looking at as far as possibility on the extreme end. Now, this is someone who came into this year. I mean, we had said on the Lakers Fast Break, we had argued about this. We thought Austin coming in to a contract year, we thought, okay, he's a good secondary, really good secondary playmaker, has some issues and concerns during the playoffs that a lot of people have pointed out. Where does he exactly fit on a championship team? And we were saying, okay, let's say a Manu Ginobili 6-man type of deal was often thrown out, about $25 million per year. That would be okay. That sign us up. We're in on that. But those days are way over. He goes for 50. He goes for 40. Has great games early part of the season. Everybody goes Austin Reeves crazy. Those days of trying to get him on the cheap are over. And I see in our base, and I'm sure you as well, saying, well, I heard he's made comments that he loves LA. He's going to stay in LA. He'll take a discount to be with the Lakers. People need to realize he is 27, 28 years old. He is only going to get one chance.
That's
one.
An undrafted player, mind you. An undrafted player.
He's only get one chance at life-changing, generational money. We're talking that 5 years, $241 million. Now, mind you, who is going to pay? Are the Lakers going to pay him out? I don't know. I'm just going to say that price tag that he is now out there with, it went up since the start of the season, and it's gone up by a lot. So you are no longer going to get him on the cheap. If you think you are, or a discount, I don't know what that discount's going to look like, but we're now talking not just $100 million contract. We're talking possibly a $200 million contract if the Lakers retain his services. And in doing so, you have to commit to Luka and Austin as your backcourt for the next 5 years. You have to sell yourself that is whatever flaws that they have on the defensive end. You have to commit to that. You have to buy into that, Seven. Yep. That's the concern I think a lot of people have, and that's the concern a lot of people make. Now, there is the real possibility as well because I hear people all say, "Oh, the Lakers are going to sign him. No problem. The Lakers are going to sign him." There is the real possibility that his agents might have more sway than what you, the fans, I, the podcaster, or the Lakers in El Segundo will say, and they could sway him in a different direction if the Lakers tried to get cute or lowball him, in his opinion. Again, he has one opportunity for life-changing money. Seven, myself, or anybody out there, if you have one opportunity to get this
Gotta get
right,
it's not even up for debate.
Yeah, you have to get it right if you're him. It's okay. I would love him to stay, but the thing is, you have to. It's for the best interest of him as an individual, seeing this opportunity, which won't ever come by him again, because he won't get this at 32 and 33. He will not get this. No. So those are the things we have to say. There's the possibility, Seven. People have to look at that we might lose him for nothing. So you have to ask yourself, at the trade deadline, if the Lakers are in a certain spot in the Western Conference,
do you go all in or what?
You go all in, or do you trade him for a lot of assets? Because you can now get a myriad of assets for him, even on an expiring contract, Seven. And that to me is something at least you gotta have at least the question put out there at the table. You have to discuss it. I don't say you have to commit on it. I say at least to have to discuss it, because if you commit to that lineup or that backcourt, Seven, of Austin and Luka, that's your backcourt for the next 5 years, and that hopefully for you will get it done.
Very much a defensive liability between those two collectively and individually, but it's going to be so interesting. I think realistically, this Austin Reeves contract is low-key the biggest story of the Lakers this season, even with LeBron being out and his situation included, because you make a great point. Once the All-Star break comes, when we get to the trade deadline, there's tough decisions that's going to be made. And mind you, I believe Luka is going to have a whole lot of influence and imprint on what happens under this new owner, Mark Walters. Rob Pelinka right now, to me, is on the hottest seat with the Lakers, even getting Luka. Man, if Luka wants Austin Reeves to stick around, that's going to definitely mean something. I mean, they got rid of Dorian Finney-Smith over the summer, which was a Luka guy. That just happened, and he dealt with that. They gave him the extension. But if Luka grows with Austin Reeves, I think he's going to have some say. Maybe not the last say, but I think his influence, he's going to campaign to keep Austin Reeves with a gamble like that, and maybe Mark Walters might willing to bite. So that's going to play out really interesting.
But I do want to mention one thing. Well, let me mention one thing as well. But Rich Paul said it best, and I know that's not always great for everybody out there to listen to, but Rich Paul, in a statement when LeBron committed to that $52.6 million option year and opted into it, he stated that the Lakers are on two different timelines.
Yeah.
There's what they can do now, but what they want to save for later. And they can free up, if they do nothing, they free up a ton of cap space at the end of this year and also for 2027 as well. If you're dreaming about Giannis, okay, that could be something. Okay, we'll look into that. But they can have a lot of cap space out there. Now the thing is, though, if the Lakers are in second or third in the Western Conference around February, does that change the mindset of Rob Pelinka into more of a win now mode and to trade some of those expiring contracts, possibly even in Austin Reeves as well?
When it's all said and done, Double G, and I'm only looking at it from this 4 or 5 year window, what do you expect Luka to represent for Los Angeles? How big of an imprint do you think Luka can realistically make in the purple and gold when it's all said and done?
Well, we've seen him before in his one opportunity, real opportunity with Dallas, 38-9-9, and he got his team almost single-handedly to the NBA Finals. And we can see if you put any type of really good team around him, he can do a lot of good things out there. He is such a smart and savvy player. he is a player unlike anyone else at the top of the food chain in the NBA. He plays a different style. He plays a different game. And you get him in the right matchups, he can absolutely brutalize you and kill you in those matchups. That being said, it's going to be up to the front office to help build that team around Luka that can get him to that status. But I expect by the time that Luka's tenure as a Laker is done, I expect at least one, if not more, multiple titles for the Lakers. And if that's the case, him cementing his legacy and building that statue right outside alongside Nico Harrison as well. You know, got to have that Nico Harrison statue right outside crypto.com arena.
Yeah, we owe Nico huge. Maybe we get him a job in crypto at the hot dog stand.
Well, you heard he's being named assistant general manager, right? Next week or so. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, everyone. I'm not kidding.
Oh, man. Gerald, man, I really appreciate you for pulling up the Lakers land, man, and sharing your insights on the Lakers. But most importantly, man, your story as a creator. I definitely am so excited to hear how things came about. Let everybody know, for those that's not in the loop, where to follow you guys at and how often you guys are dropping content.
Well, I appreciate it. Again, I'm so honored to be part of your program. I just cannot thank you enough for allowing me to be on to share my thoughts. If you are in any way enticed to come aboard the Lakers Fast Break food chain, stop on by. Lakers Fast Break on YouTube, Lakers Fast Break on any social media out there, except, of course, TikTok, which we got banned. Thanks, Joe Sorrell. But Lakers Fast Break on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. But best place to go for the best and largest community is the Lakers Fast Break on YouTube. We come out with post games. Every post game we do, virtually after the game ends, we're on almost every night, every time after the game ends. And then also as well, we provide content on the Lakers and the NBA on off days as well. So if you can, please join us on it. It's a great community. We have a lot of great people. And then also as well, we're on Playback. Playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break during the games. We have a great community there as well. A lot of great supporters of our show actually hop onto the stage and join Magic Man Sean Grice. They'll join me. But yeah, it's absolutely great community is there as well. But yes, every post game we're on right after the game. And then also, again, on off days, I provide a lot to our consumers, to our members that are out there. Memberships are available for just $2.99 a month. And again, Lakers Fast Break anywhere you get your social media. But I guess the place that you want to go really start with is YouTube, Lakers Fast Break.
You heard it first from the man. Y'all make sure y'all lock into the Lakers Fast Break podcast. I'm Seven Mitchell. This is Lakers Land. Make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out as well on Playback at playback.tv/Lakers Land Show. Gerald, again, I appreciate you. Shout out to you and the team. I'll be over there to chop it up with you fellas real soon. And I'll be speaking with you, Double G, later on in the week so we can kind of bounce some ideas off when we talk about the marketing and the promoting side. All right.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. And again, the invitation's there. The red carpet has been rolled out for you, my friend, on the Lakers Fast Break. Be warned.
I can't wait. It's going to be a movie, y'all. Y'all get ready and buckle up. Y'all know what time it is.
Joe,
all right, everybody.
John, they'll be waiting for you.
You know what time it is. All right, people. Y'all stay safe. I'm Seven Mitchell. This is Lakers Land, and we'll catch you on the next one.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Lakers Land podcast with Seven Mitchell. If you rocked with the show, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a review wherever you're listening. Join the conversation on social at Lakers Land Show and tap in for daily takes, polls, and more. Until next time, stay loyal, stay loud, and always stay Lakered up.